Today we're going to talk about renting an unfurnished home here in Merida, Mexico, and we're going to take a tour of my unfurnished home. Stay tuned. Hello my loves, Kelly here, and welcome to A Slice of My World. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me. So today I'm going to share with you some insights, and I'm going to share with you my home, and I was going to wait to share the tour of my home, but there's a few reasons that I decided that I'm going to go ahead and share it with you guys. One, because it's a pretty sizable place. You'll see that as we go through. And if I really wanted to wait until everything was finished, y'all probably wouldn't be seeing this video for 2 years. And then because a few of you have really kind of been like, when are you going to show it? When are you going to show it? When are you going to show it? And I'm tired of y'all, so I'm going to show it. But anyway, so a few things about unfurnished here versus unfurnished in the U.S. So when you move into an apartment a lot of times in the U.S. or even a house a lot of times, you'll move in and it will say that it's unfurnished, which means you need to bring your sofa and your love seat and your dishes, that kind of thing. You don't have to take most of the time your refrigerator, a stove, a hot water heater, air conditioning units. Like, those are not things that you anticipate having to provide when you are renting anything that's unfurnished in the U.S. Well, that is not the case here in Merida. If you rent something that is unfurnished or semi-unfurnished, there's still a good chance you're still going to be bringing a sofa and a love seat. But if it's completely unfurnished, you're bringing all of your appliances, you're bringing hot water heaters, you're bringing air conditioning units, the whole 9 yards. But here's the really cool thing, if you will, about bringing that stuff when you're here versus in the U.S. In the U.S., if you attach it to the real estate, it becomes part of the real estate, at least in Florida. So if you put in an air conditioning unit, when you get ready to move, that air conditioning unit now belongs to that house. Here, you just have them uninstalled and you take it with you, or you sell it, or whatever you want to do with it. But it is not part of the property. It still belongs to you. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So there's a lot, if you will, of nuances of renting a property here, especially if you're a foreigner. They require a different deposit structure. Sometimes I think if you guys will watch the video where I was sharing when I was looking for rentals, I'll put the card up above, and you probably saw me talking about one of the places they wanted me to have a guarantor or an aval. And if I were a resident here, that's something that more than likely I would not have had to do. But because I'm a foreigner, they are insuring themselves against me doing damage and running off in the middle of the lease, and them not having any legal hold on me, because I can just disappear to multiple other countries. But if I'm a resident, then they can find me, even if I'm in other countries, and they can put a black mark on my record, so to speak. So let's go through the house now. Keep in mind that most areas are not yet styled. They do have some furniture in them, but the house is not fully complete. But I did just kind of want to show you guys what we've got going on. And as moving forward, as things really start to look more like a home instead of a place that's got a few sporadic pieces of furniture, I will share that with you guys. But I really just wanted to share because you guys just kept kind of saying, we want to see it, we want to see it, we want to see it, because you knew that I moved. So without further ado, let me stop running my mouth and show it to you. Let's get down to it. So I've mentioned in quite a few different videos that I live in Centro. So I live in a very busy part of town, and I do get a lot of traffic noise. But I grew up in the city of Chicago, y'all. So the traffic noise, actually, I don't really hear it, especially when I'm out back. So it's not a bother to me, but I just wanted to kind of bring it up only because you're going to hear it in the background here on the video. So as you're standing at my front door, this is your view. So some of you guys saw me spray paint those chairs. They used to be white, and I really was chasing that table. And so those of you that follow Amoya, and I'll link to her her YouTube channel below, you'll know that I bought those when she decided that she was going to leave Mexico and move back to the US. So if you are coming from the back side of my house, you're going to see these fabulous doors. And part of the reason that you hear a lot of the traffic noise is because I have the little spaces above open so that my plants can get a little sunlight and, you know, a little pollution too. So anyway, so the cool thing that I really dig about these doors, hopefully it'll focus. You see how it snaps up there into the door frame, and then down here, woo, way down here, it literally snaps into the concrete. So these doors open out all the way. So the entire width that you see here, let me back up. Backing up, backing up, backing up. So the entire width that you see there, those doors will open all the way out. So there's 4 panels there, and so when I get deliveries, big things, that's what happens. All right, so let's move on to the next room. All right, so as we leave the foyer, we enter into what should be the living room. As you can see, there's not really anything in here other than, woohoo, my overstuffed sofa that I have not yet done anything with other than sit my bony butt on it. And so I'll share with you guys the sofa, and there's a chair that comes with it. Now this here is the full bath, and if you guys watched one of my other videos, you saw me talk about the lazy spider, or the nosy spider, sorry. So this is the full bath. So you come into this first portion here, and the bathrooms here come with no mirrors sometimes. So I don't have a mirror over my sink, but I do have a really cool sink area. And there's the lamp that comes on after a certain hour so that when it's dark outside, I don't have to walk in here blind. And a lot of the storage here is open storage. I do have a few things that have doors, but because moisture is a really big deal here, let me turn the light on. Moisture is a really big deal here. There's not a lot of spaces that have the doors on them. And then I have a full bath. Y'all, I have a concrete bathtub, like for real, a concrete bathtub. So the nosy spider, he was about there. So needless to say, me and him had a problem. But if you haven't watched that video, I'll put a link above so that you can see that. And also, my bathroom, at least, I don't know if some of the more modern homes have the vent fans, but I do not have vent fans in my bathroom. So I have windows that are always open. I should put on more lights, huh? But I have windows that are always open, and when I have somebody here, I move the shower curtain so they can't see me doing my business. So, all right, so let's head out to the next space. So again, if you are standing in my foyer, to the right, you'll see another set of very large, beautiful doors. This space is where I will do a multitude of things. This is where I actually get dressed. As you can see, I've got a very large armoire here, also known as a ropero. And this is custom made. So I had this made for the space. Hi. See a little bony butt in the mirror there. And this space is where I will do my sewing, where I'll do my crafting. I'm gonna have a table made for in here to do some, have more space than what I've got on this table, because clearly that table's already occupied. But anyway, so the home here came with no closets. So I had this built, and because I don't own the home, I had them put it on wheels so I can take it with me when it's time to go. And it is literally in 8 pieces, and it took them 2 days of coming back in here to install it. So this leads out, like I said, to the foyer area. My home, and you can see, let's see, let me come back in from the other door here. You will see these units up here, AC units. However, where's my finger? There's my finger. That's an AC unit. However, in my home, they do not work. I have these amazing ceiling fans. And for those of you that know me, I'm almost always cold. The air conditioner units, I was told, are really, really old. And so it was disclosed to me that they didn't work, and I'm fine with that. Okay. Oh, before I leave this room, I wanted to show you guys these windows. So again, you've got these really cool windows. They open up out into the traffic here, and there are no screens over these windows. So I actually haven't gotten to where I work much in this room yet. So far, all of my crafts have been taking place on the patio. So yeah. All right, so the next room, again, more doors. Yay, I really do dig these doors, guys. And again, they open up. So if I wanted to, I could just pop this open and you can see the ceiling fan in my bedroom. So this leads us to, as I just said, my bedroom. All right, y'all. That right there is the centerpiece of everything. That bed is the business, okay? So this room is not that spectacular. Other than that, yes. Okay, so anyway, so here's my little TV section with my babies over there. And here's where you guys will see me record some of my YouTube videos. There's the chair that matches my sofa. Now, the sofa and the chair also custom made. So a lot of furniture here, especially in Mexico, if you wanted to really be comfortable by American standards, you're gonna end up getting it custom made, and it's actually very reasonable. So I have my adjustable bed for the queen, and those 3 fans were used when I was in the other house, and now I just don't use them anymore because I got that Mag Daddy up there. And so let's see. So I've got my window here, and this, of course, is one of my favorite places to be, and one of my favorite parts of the room is this big sliding glass door that has nothing over it. So, and you can see out into the garden or the courtyard. And another thing that I really love, again, another really cool set of doors. Now, the thing about it is when I go to bed at night, I close this door, I close that door, and you really don't hear the traffic noise out back. This door leads us right back to the lone sofa. All right, so let's head out. All right, so as we leave the foyer and the living room area, we head over to another really cool door. I love these doors, y'all. I really do. All right, so here's the door, and out we go. And then I've got a screen door. This was not here when I first got here. I installed this because mosquitoes are real down here, you all. I think they're like the state bird for the Yucatan. So this is my garden area. I spend a ton of time out here with my plants, and that's where I spray paint stuff in my little project area, if you will. That is my beautiful orange tree, and it is a sweet orange tree. I also have a sour orange tree in the back, and it makes me happy because Ernesto makes me juice. So I've mentioned a million times how my house is really open and that I have to come outside to get to my kitchen. So here is the doorway to my kitchen. All right, let's go in. Okay, so in we go. And there's not a whole lot of space here. I mentioned the dampness of having enclosed cabinets, so I constantly have damp rid in those cabinet areas because it really does get pretty moist. And this shelving unit with the wine holders, this was not here when I moved in. I had this installed, and this is my fabulous stove. That, listen, when I bought it, I did the measurement properly width-wise. I did not do it depth-wise, and that's why my appliances are up on wooden blocks, because I didn't do my measurements properly. But we made it work. This is the shelf I also had installed to hold up my microwave. And you all see this is the coffee station where I do all my morning coffee. That is my fabulous refrigerator that I'm in love with, that is also on blocks because I did the same thing. And again, there was no shelving, no closets or anything like that in this home. So I got these shelves at Costco. And so this is where I store all of my dishes and all of that. And if I had a washing machine, this is where it would go. But since I don't, then that's not what you're gonna find back there. But it's behind that little wall, so it being ugly, not that big a deal. But anyway, so this is the kitchen. And also, if you come here, most of your stoves here are going to be gas. I've seen very few that are electric. And I personally prefer cooking with gas. Not that I'm cooking anymore anyway, because again, Ernesto will be up in here working his magic. But there are a few times I may come in here and make a few things ever so often. So I really do love the fact that it is a gas range. All right, so let's go to bedroom number 2. So this is where bedroom number 2 is housed. It is considered a casita. So we have to go out the little gate here. So it is not attached to the main home. So if I have guests, then they will have privacy, and because the kitchen is outside, they never have to really visit me inside. Also over here in this area, I actually have an electric water heater, but as you can see, it's tiny, which is not a happy spot for me sometimes because you're only getting about 7 minutes worth of hot water out of that bad boy. And then that tank is for my gas, which here you have to get your gas refilled, and that's for cooking. So it lasts quite a while because it's not being used for the hot water. So this is bedroom number 2. Again, not a lot in here at this moment, and we'll check that out in a minute. Don't judge the bed, because again, nothing's happening back here. There are no closets, as I mentioned, in this home. So there is space here, fortunately, that I could build a closet in. And some of you all saw me spray paint, there's another chair, and saw me spray paint that desk. So another door that I absolutely love. So even though it's glass, it's frosted. So if I did have a guest back here, you can see that my bedroom and the door coming out of the main house faces the casita. So they can run around back here with no clothes on if they wanted to, and I would never see that. These windows are also frosted that go out to the yard, and the only space, excuse me, where the windows are not frosted is this sliding glass door. And they've got a private patio back here for morning coffee or whatever. I'm still working on some things, so y'all, again, don't judge me. And the pool does not yet have water in it because I don't swim. And I'm working my grass back there, but that's a whole different video. Maybe not. Anyway, so, and this space also has its own full bath. Again, another space that does not have a mirror, and again, it's not styled or anything like that. And it's got, you know, it's got the essential things you need up in here, and there is a shower. So this one just has a standalone shower. It does not have a bathtub, and it's got these cool crank windows that at some point I should probably figure out some screens for. Okay, so now we're gonna go out into the yard and kind of show you guys a little bit more of what is out in the yard. So this space over here where the leaves keep falling all over the place is, if I should decide to get a grill, that's where that's gonna go. This tree is dropping way too many dang on leaves on my grass. So I'm trying to figure out irrigation back here, because one of the things that is prevalent here in Mexico or Merida is a lack of water pressure. So I've got a timer set up out here for sprinklers, and I'm working on trying to, which is why you see all this PVC piping, I'm working on trying to make sure that every area of the yard is covered as far as getting the grass water, because I laid this grass, y'all, and I do not want it to die. Again, if you watch the video about the nosy spider and I talked about why I don't go into the maintenance area, that's the maintenance area. I don't go in there. I stay the hell out of there. All right, so let's head back to the house. So as you all can see, I have a lot that I'm working with here. So I don't have a dining area. I tend to eat in my room. And when I have guests over, this outdoor area, like most people are very accustomed to hosting people outside, and most of us are very accustomed to being hosted outside. That's one of the great things about living in a place where the weather is beautiful, 97% of the time. So we tend to gather outside on a lot of occasions, and we have tables and chairs delivered for whatever day of our gathering, so that we don't have to worry about having a million people actually inside of our homes. And now with the pandemic, that is definitely a more acceptable way of being able to socialize and spend time with your friends. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Please make sure you like this video. Also, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, because you stayed to watch, you walked through my house. You done been in my home. You can't subscribe? No, I'm teasing. That's the mama in me that's gonna guilt you into doing things you might not want to do. But anyway, so I thank you guys for coming and spending some time with me and supporting my channel, because again, if you give that thumbs up, that really does help me. And also, if you'd like to help me in other ways, there are links below to be able to support my website, where I share adult coloring books, wall art that I've created, wearable art that I've also created, and a lot of the lupus awareness stuff that I also create at joyfullycolorful.com. So thanks guys so much for being here today. Have an amazing day, and I will see you the next go round. Ciao.